All right.
All right, everybody. It's your weekly podcast, Southbound and Down. How y'all doing today, guys?
Oh, we're good. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing all right. Just working and working, man.
Absolutely.
All right, so another big weekend, week two of the NFL season, man. We had a lot going on, a lot of crazy games again this week, a lot of close finishes. Uh, with the as far as the division wise, the Panthers finally got their first win. The Saints took another close loss off of a field goal. And then Atlanta got their first win of the year as well against the Raiders. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
All right, I'm Aaron Freeman over at FalcFans.com. You can check me out on Twitter at FalcFans. I do two podcasts. The FalcFans podcast, you can find that on FalcFans.com, obviously, and the Falcoholic. You can also check me out on Falcon Central Radio. You can find that on YouTube as well as ProFootballCentral.com.
All right, Greg.
Greg Walker. You can contact me at Intense TV on Twitter. Feel free to say hi anytime. Of course, Saints fan. Bleeding that black and gold.
All right, and myself, Mr. T Money 1993, aka Straight Facts, because that's all I speak in this YouTube thing, man. You can find me on Twitter at T Muhammad 23. My YouTube is Mr. T Money 1993, and I'm also introducing a new channel. About to go ahead and start putting stuff on it. T Money Gaming, where I'm gonna go ahead and put some video game stuff up there. Madden 17, 2K17, that type of stuff.
Okay.
Greg, go ahead and let us know about the Saints and Giants game. What was happening in that game, man?
Oh man, overall, it was a lot of good things. That you saw some good things. The only thing that was tough in that game right there, I think the biggest reason the offense was not as strong. They weren't terrible, but they were a little more pedestrian than what they were the week before. And I think a part of it was not converting on third down. If I'm right, I think they converted 3 out of 13 third down conversions. If they converted 4 or 5 more, we probably got us a different conversation about this. So overall, I think for the offense side, it's definitely the third down conversion, and the fact that they probably could have ran the ball a little bit more. I think they could have ran it a little bit more. I don't get me wrong. I give credit to the Giants' defense. As far as the block punt, that's inexcusable. That just shouldn't have happened. That no way that they should have gotten through there, especially in the middle of the line like that, and block that punt, and even worse to even return it. So that was, because the defense was playing pretty strong the whole game. If you think about it, they held the Giants to 9 points the whole damn game. If it wasn't for the block punt, once again, still a different conversation in it. But it is what it is. They lost the game. They definitely lost. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now it's on to Falcon Hate Week.
Aaron, my man, let us know how that Falcons and Raiders game went down.
Well, we've talked a lot about Kyle Shanahan on the show over the last year, and we finally got to see the very best of Kyle Shanahan's offense. And, a lot of Falcon fans will point to him sort of loosening the reins and letting Matt Ryan play a little bit more no huddle. About 40% of their snaps came in the no huddle, and they were very productive. They put up nearly 600 yards of total offense, which is like the most they've had. I think it was like the 6th most they've ever had in team history. The running game was clicking on point. They were able to use the play action and get some big shots down the field. It was one of the more explosive performances the Falcons have had in quite some time. And, the defense played fairly well. They weren't really able to get much pressure on the quarterback, which is a concern. But, I went back and watched the tape today. I do think Derek Carr did not play a great game. I think he missed a lot of throws. I think he was a little too eager to check some throws down. And I think that sort of helped the Falcons' defense look a little bit better than probably it will against Drew Brees, who won't give them that luxury. But I do think the defense played well. We kept Cooper and Crabtree in check, the two biggest weapons. We were able to slow down the run game a little bit. I know they ended up with like 150 yards rushing. That's usually because they had a couple of big runs that they broke. But overall, it was a pretty solid, strong overall performance for the Falcons. They won all three phases. They even got a big punt return from old man Eric Weems. He got a 73-yarder, helped set up a score. So it was a complete performance for the Falcons and certainly something that a confidence booster that they could build off going into the rest of the season.
All right. And then as far as our game, it was a blowout. It was a close game that turned into a blowout, that turned into a drag fight, that turned back into a blowout again. Us playing the 49ers, man. Lot going on, man. Offensively, man, Kelvin Benjamin still looked like that guy. I don't know what happened to the whole, we're going to limit him with snap counts and this, that, and the other. He's been balling out. Jonathan Part-Time Stewart got hurt again, as he usually takes his minimum 3-game leave per season. So he's going to be out this week. Fozzie Whitaker ran for 100 yards for the first time since he was in high school with a game out of nowhere that nobody saw coming. Defensively, my corner, James Bradbury, got his first interception. The final score was 46-27 in a game where at one point I honestly thought Blaine Gabbert was going to get taken out of that game for Cap. But Chip Kelly stuck to his guns, as Chip Kelly tends to do. 46-27. This week we had the Vikings coming up. But before we even get to my game playing the Vikings, man, I'm more interested in hearing what y'all two got to say. Falcons versus Saints, man, divisional game. It's very important, especially for the Falcons. You don't want to have 2 division losses this early, man. So, Aaron, go ahead and start us off with what you think I need to go ahead and do against the Saints.
I think we got to do exactly what we did last week, which is run the football. I think if the game gets into a shootout, that's going to take away the Falcons' strength, which is running the football. Their offense is a run-based offense. That's what Shanahan wants to do. He wants to run the ball. He wants to pound it down your throat. And then when you're focusing on the run, he's going to hit you over the top with play action, deep passing. And we now have the receivers that can really stretch the field with Gabriel and Algic Robinson and, of course, Julio, that can really do damage there. We got a bunch of big plays from our tight ends last week as well. So, that's what the Falcons want to do. I think the Saints want to get into if I was the Saints, I would want to get into a shootout because I feel a lot more comfortable with Drew Brees in the Superdome at home and on the 10th anniversary of the Katrina game than I would going up against Matt Ryan, even though Julio Jones is out there, even though the secondary is horrible. But if you're the Saints and you can take the Falcons running game out of the equation, and I don't think the Saints really have a defense that can do that, a front seven that's that formidable. So I think the Falcons just, want to play a physical game, make it more of a physical game. I think they can win in the trenches that way. But, the key always with the Falcons-Saints game is can they get pressure on Drew Brees? When we get pressure on Drew Brees, we win the game. And telling by the record that Drew Brees has against the Falcons, I think he's 15-5 all time against the Falcons. So that's pretty much telling you all the times where we don't get pressure on Drew Brees. And that's the big question about this team, that this defense, can they pressure the quarterback? And, if the Falcons win this game, it'll be because they did it. If they don't, it'll probably be because they didn't. So that's basically how it's going to break down. Pressure Drew Brees, run the football, and make this a slogfest, which favors the Falcons more so than the Saints.
Okay. Greg, I know you probably ready to come a little bit more guns blazing, man. Talk to me about this game, man.
Well, for one, I don't know. The Saints got 2 sacks on Eli Manning last week. They also did pretty much slow down their run game. Number two, they actually stopped. I mean, last time I checked, Odell Beckham, Shepard, nor Cruz saw the end zone last game. So I think we can still stop your receivers as well. Julio's going to be tough, and then Sanu is going to be a handful of himself. Don't get me wrong, but I still think Saints can do it. I think they can pull up a game plan to do it. I figure if they can pull it against the Giants 3 and hold them that well as they did, I don't see why they can't do it against the Falcons. I think the Saints can get pressure on Matt Ryan from your offensive line. I think Ryan mostly has been benefiting because I think he's throwing a lot more shorter passes at first, and then eventually he'll take a shot. But most of the time, he's like you said, he's going to the tight end more, things like that. And I think Saints got linebackers now that can cover the tight end, especially with Craig Robinson. He can cover. He's a pretty good cover man himself. If Ellaby plays, that's another very good cover man. That's he could be a huge difference maker with that defense because they tend to play a hell of a lot better even when Ellaby's out there. I kind of doubt that he could really play in the game, but I like what I saw out of Sterling Moore. I definitely like what I saw out of Devontae Harris and Crowley. His hand was on. If he could have knocked the pass down from Victor Cruz. I mean, Cruz just made a better play on that one.
That's what I was going to say, man. Cruz might not have scored, but that was a grown man catch right there.
Yeah, he did. Don't get me wrong. I give Cruz all the credit in the world on that catch. Crowley had his hand on the ball, but Cruz just took it away from him. And Crowley just has to learn that he just got to be a lot more aggressive on that pass. You know what I mean? On something like that. When he's that close, he can't give him that shot. He can't give him that opportunity to take the ball. But I'm not saying – don't get me wrong. I'm in no way, shape, or form saying we're going to shut down Atlanta. I think it's going to end up being a little bit of a shootout. I think that's what's going to happen. I think we can't slow down Devontae Freedom, can't stop him. I don't think we're going to necessarily totally stop him, but I think we can slow him down. So, and I think those are the key factors there. We can slow down Devontae Freeman. I think we got something from there. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think Saints win that game. I do. I think it's going to be – it's Monday. It's charged. We lost 2 freaking close games. It's time to get a win. And, I mean, like I told you, especially coming to our house, can't let it happen. Can't let you win that one. So.
Well, the one thing I will say about the Saints-Giants game, I don't think the Saints played that great. I think the Giants more shot themselves in the foot with the turnovers, and they seemed to be able to move the ball pretty easily against
forced turnovers. That's the thing. They were forced turnovers. They weren't balls just slipping out when they were running down the field, Aaron. These were forced turnovers. So you got to give the Saints a little credit. Don't hate that bad.
No.
I mean,
Look,
come on, man.
They made the plays. Like, I'm not trying to give, but it's one of those things where it's like they're not a defense that's known for being this sort of It's
but
not
the point is they're getting closer and closer to getting there. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, they don't have that big track record.
Are they though?
All you can do is start it one game at a time. That's it. You know what I mean?
You think 1 week shows you that already?
All you got is today and what's coming forward. That's it. So
I'm just saying, like, I don't think you can expect. I think if the Giants protect the ball, only turn the ball over once, which we're talking.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you there. Right? They turn the ball over one time or not at all. It could be a pretty nasty game. Could be, but at the same time. I mean, like I said, I just don't think you're giving them enough credit for at least some of the forced turnovers that they did get out of that game. And I think they can pull some turnovers off of Atlanta. I think it can happen.
As a third party in this matter, man, 1 week to me doesn't prove that the Saints is a legit defense.
I'm not, and that's what I said. I said it hasn't. I didn't say it was proving anything. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that I think that there's a possibility they can do something. I mean, I think that they can get a turnover here and there from Atlanta.
But on the flip side of that, man, Matt Ryan will get a ball away, man. We definitely know that, especially when he get to that 20-yard line, man. Matt Ryan get antsy. He starts seeing
first of all,
double.
you talking
He
about
colorblind. Well,
one season. One season, bro.
he
Like
showed
that's
it this
last
year,
year.
Joe.
Huh?
He showed it this year. Joe Rock in the building,
And
Atlanta Falcons fan, man. What's up?
what up, Aaron? What up? What up? What up, dog? I watch your show every other week or whenever y'all post. What up, T Money?
What's
I
up,
don't
Joe?
know that guy. Greg
Greg,
Barber. I'm
come on, Joe.
surprised, bro. Like you're not slight bit frightened about Julio Jones, Sanu, the tight end we have here
I didn't say I was
against your
frightened.
secondary.
I did not say I was frightened, but I do think that they can figure out a way to slow him down. I mean, they just sit there and went against the trio with Odell Beckham Jr., Sterling, with Sterling, and then with Cruz, and they actually was able to pretty much close them out. I'm just saying, I think that they can figure out a game plan enough to at least slow them down. I'm not saying that they're not going to score. I'm not saying that they're going to shut them out or anything, but I think that they can produce enough defensive plays to keep Atlanta out of the end zone and score enough points to win.
See, I don't know. I don't know if that works because Odell to me he really didn't play that good in the first game either. I don't know what's up with Odell, but I haven't seen that crazy performance from him yet.
Also, I don't think that the New York Giants have the offensive line and the running game that the Atlanta Falcons have that you're going to have to deal with.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's not like the Giants haven't dealt with Devontae Freeman before. They had and actually won the game.
Correct.
So, I mean,
Twice.
it's not just going to be something new. It's going to be like a freaking surprise.
But I think you guys had a way better secondary last year than you guys have this year. I mean, you guys
actually, that's all trying to get.
I mean, the way the Saints secondary is right now, they lose a corner every week, man.
Yeah, I mean, right now we actually have. I mean, that's
I'll give the Saints some credit though. They haven't given up touchdowns this year. Now that they're down Bro and who's the other guy? PJ Williams. I think that probably will turn against them, this week against the Falcons. So
that's what you're hoping. That's what you're hoping.
I think with Atlanta, they got to score in bigger plays. Like I said, when Matt Ryan get down to that 20-yard line, he's seeing doubles. He's seeing 13 defenders. He colorblind for a second. When he get down in that red zone, man, he having problems, man.
So, like I said, I'm not saying the secondary better because you think about it. The Saints lost Delvin Breaux. Keenan Lewis ended up getting cut. Kyle Wilson is actually on IR. Damian Swan is on IR. Think about what that secondary would have been if you could have had those guys in this year. So that would have been a big difference, absolutely. So are they not as necessarily? I think that as far as the cornerbacks, now the safeties, I think we got a pretty good crew of safeties. I like the safeties we have. I'm fine with the safeties. Von Bell. I think Von Bell is going to play a big role in that game, and that he's got a little ball hawk in him. So, like I said, I got a feeling they're going to come away with the turnover. Don't get me wrong. Feel free to stay delusional that you're not going to turn the ball over. That's okay. Feel free to, because when you get the shock and surprise and you drop your chicken nuggets on the floor because you got picked off a couple times.
I honestly think the only way I think like that would be a big factor if Cameron Jordan has a great game, because last year he really beat up on Chris Chester.
Yeah.
And that caused a lot of Matt Ryan, hesitation in the red zone and all that other stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bad snaps and stuff like that. We was pretty weak up the middle, but now we have Alex Mack. But I can say that honestly, Jordan scared me. Against the Falcons anyway. He scared me.
That's fine. I mean, like I said, I expect you to pick the Falcons. I don't expect you to pick the Saints in one.
Joe,
I don't expect that to happen.
What's your 3 keys to the game, man?
Of winning? Well,
yes, sir.
I named 2 of all 3 of them is our receivers against their secondary. I think we're gonna have a field day. I don't think they're gonna be able to cover all of our receivers. And our run game. If the run game open up, then it'll be a pretty good day. And
I don't disagree.
And the offensive line, we got to stop. Keep Matt Ryan clean. Whenever we keep Matt Ryan clean, which the last 2 weeks we've seen, he has a phenomenal day. And I think that's the way. And we don't want to get in the shootout with the Saints.
Wow.
You don't want to get in the shootout. Drew Brees, it's not.
Willie shootout. Are you scared of a little shootout?
Yeah, Willie Snead and what's his name? Cooks.
Brandon Cooks.
Yes.
Don't forget Mike Thomas. Don't forget that rookie Mike Thomas now, because that kid is a badass too.
I'm not afraid of him, but I'm just wondering how Sean Payton's going to use your receivers with against our secondary. Our outside cornerbacks look good in Trufant and Alfred, but that pool situation, I don't know how that's going to work out. If you put somebody like Brandon Cooks in the slot against him,
I don't think Alfred and good belong in the same sentence.
Alfred is
good.
Alfred is good.
I said I don't think Alfred and good belong in the same sentence.
There's a lot of Robert Alfred Snyder going around.
Alfred is good. There's only one wide receiver, honestly, that I've seen really do anything outstanding against Alfred. And that was Odell Beckham. It seems like he's afraid of Odell Beckham. But
say it again. Say it again. Oh God.
One play. Okay.
Shoot, Ted Ginn was loving that game last year.
Yeah, Ted Ginn played the game of his life. No doubt about that. But yeah, Alfred's good. He'll give up a play here and there, but he's a good corner. I think that the thing with the Falcons, I think they should shadow Cooks with Trufant, probably put Alfred on Thomas, and the concern, as Joe says, is sort of Poole playing Snead, because that's really
Thomas is a heck of a player now. I mean, he doesn't get the ball thrown to him as much, but he doesn't get the ball thrown to him as much.
He's just not explosive.
Right, but Snead is sneaky. Snead just knows where to find the open area. He's sitting there.
I agree. He plays like a tight end almost.
So, in a lot of ways, yeah. He finds those holes in the zone. All Breeze got to do is just look for him, because he knows everybody's going to pay attention to Cooks. Everybody always, they're either rolling a safety on the top or they got a guy kind of attached to him, to Cooks all the time. Snead just kind of finds his way up in there. And I think Thomas will have some big plays too.
I think if you're asking
the one spot that we got
what the keys are to the game, I think three keys to the game is sack Drew Brees, hit Drew Brees, pressure Drew Brees. If we can harass Drew Brees,
I don't disagree with that.
I'm very comfortable with the Falcons. I think we're a better team everywhere else. It's the one thing we got to stop Drew Brees, because he's gonna if he thinks Brian Poole's gonna be a liability, he's just gonna attack him all game. And we saw that last year.
He's gonna find the sweet spot. I think I would say the three keys for me is one is to get out to Matt Ryan. I think if you start popping him a couple times, you get a sack here and there, a couple of quarterback hits, he gets rattled. And like he said, he starts seeing 13 men and, he's seeing all sorts of crap. Number two is really stopping the run, because that way they can't open up for play action and try to take the ball deep. I think that's how you really can slow down Julio and Sanu, is by stopping the run. Because if you slow that run down, now he's a little more predictable in what he's going to have to call. And I think the third key is really just on defense, is being able to hold those receivers. That's the whole that they don't let those receivers get behind them or get past them. And that's going to be the key right there. How they going to use these cornerbacks to slow these receivers down. So I think after what I saw against the Giants, I felt like I'm not saying I feel like that they can figure out a way to stop Julio and Sanu if they can slow down the Giants. Like I said, if they can create a turnover here and there, Atlanta's in trouble.
All right. Well, moving on from that hate week right there, let's go ahead and break down The Panthers Vikings game, man. Vikings coming into Bank of America. No Teddy, no AP, no Matt Khalil. For offensive line, to me, that already looks like it was struggling, even with Matt Khalil, with him trying to play hurt. Returning Captain Mutterlin, for the Panthers fans, man. You know we loved Cap when he was here. Supposedly him and Thomas Davis already been talking junk or whatever. From the press conference I heard, the conference call, Captain seems hyped up, man. Ready to come back. I think this should be a good game, even without AP. That defense for Minnesota, man, is a beast. I'm not taking this game light, man.
Very good.
With Barr and Kendricks and Everson Griffin, Linval Joseph, Harrison Smith. Them boys, man, that defense in Minnesota is ferocious. Stephon Diggs, man, I was watching him in that game against Green Bay, man. He was looking good.
I like him a lot. He was
looking good. So that definitely worries me. I haven't seen Treadwell at all this year. I don't know if y'all have when y'all watch Vikings. I haven't noticed Laquan Treadwell yet. Maybe he's been inactive.
I haven't noticed.
I don't think he's playing much.
Yeah, I don't think he is either.
I know week 1 he was inactive. I didn't check for week 2. But I know week 1 he was a healthy scratch, which I'm sure he was disappointed. You know, first-round draft pick. They talk about they bringing you in to open the offense, and you're not getting no PT.
That kid can play. He really is good. I like Trey.
Yeah, he only played 2 snaps.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if you team him up with Diggs, I think in the future that's going to be a nice little crew right there.
All right, so 3 keys of the game for me. First one, hit Sam Bradford. They already had a left tackle out there moving TJ Clemens over there. Sam Bradford is not like seeing a Panthers jersey, man, the last 2 times we played him. Last year we beat them. That's a game that I was there live in October, right before my birthday. We beat them. And then the time we played him when he was with the Rams, that's when Mike Mitchell hit him and broke his collarbone, and he was out for the rest of the year. So Sam Bradford definitely doesn't like seeing a Panthers jersey, but that's my first key is to hit Sam Bradford. Second is to have another game like last week as far as the offensive line, man. My offensive line looked good against the 49ers, which I was a little bit worried about just because how they look versus the Rams. Honestly, I think my offensive line does better with blitzes. Honestly, when we play the Cardinals, 49ers, teams like that blitz a lot, I think our offensive line does better. What concerns me is the type of defensive lines that can get there with 4 and still drop everybody back.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the Vikings, they do blitz a lot, but they also can get there with 4. Linval Joseph is improving as a pass rusher. Everson Griffin is definitely a beast.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be matched up with Michael Orr, thank God, and not on Rimmers. And then the third key to me is who we put on Diggs. We'll probably put Bradbury on him just because Bradbury already as a rookie has been matching up with number ones. He went against Demarius in the first game and held him, I think, 4 catches, 40-something yards. And then second game he played on Torrey Smith, which honestly, I mean, they didn't count that as giving up a touchdown. But to me, I mean, he still could have made a play on the ball. They were saying from the secondary or whatever that Trey Boston, I guess, was supposed to be back in that zone, and he got sucked up on the tight end. But Bradbury, to me, actually has been playing pretty well. I know a lot of people around here got hyped up because he was the highest rated on one of them, Pro Football Focus or one of them, and they was, oh my God, he's already rated better than Norman. Which I'm gonna go game by game with him. My whole thing was I like this opening schedule of quarterbacks to go with a young secondary. As far as Simeon, we have Simeon, Gabbert, Sam Bradford now this week, and then next week who we got? I think we got Matt Ryan. I think we play Atlanta next week. But so I just like this schedule as far as opening up with these quarterbacks. But other than that, I'm not too worried about this game. The running game, from what I'm hearing, they're going to start Jerick McKinnon, which he's more of a change of pace back.
Right.
He's more of a what Fozzie's gonna be. They talking about they're gonna have Cameron Artis-Payne active this week. Honestly, I think we're gonna end up starting Cameron Artis-Payne. Ron Rivera is weird like that. Like last week, well, the first 2 weeks, Cameron Artis-Payne hasn't been active, but watch this game, he's gonna start him. I don't always agree with Ron as far as that. I don't always agree with as far as his logic, but I'm pretty much 80% sure he's gonna bring Cameron Artis-Payne from being inactive the first 2 games to starting in week 3. He's still gonna use Fozzie as a change of pace back, even though he had over 100 yards. But real quick, we're gonna let everybody ask one question for somebody else in the division. I'm sure y'all questions is gonna be directed at each other, just because it's that type of party. Aaron, we're gonna go ahead and start with you.
You said me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My question is for you, T-Money. I'm more curious about this Carolina-Minnesota game because if I'm Minnesota, I want this to be a defensive matchup because I feel like I have the better defense and just to get after Cam Newton. Is Trey Turner hurt, and does that concern you if you're going to have Sharif Floyd and Linval Joseph up the middle and sort of getting in Cam's face, and if they can get after him, do you feel like that could give Carolina some struggles and make this a low-scoring game?
Trey got hurt in the last game, but he only missed maybe a drive or 2. He came back in that game, so I'm not too worried about him right now. Me personally, Khalil's the captain of our offensive line, but to me, Trey Turner is the most talented. He's the most nastiest one on the offensive line, so he's definitely important. When he got hurt, we did put Darrell Williams, the tackle we took last year. That's who we played at guard, so I guess pretty much he's everybody's backup right now besides Khalil. Which he didn't really play that bad, the couple jobs he played, but it is a big difference having Trey Turner in there. As far as Linville and Floyd, I'm not really worried as far as them pass rushing, more so. My whole thing is running the ball. Because Cameron Artis-Payne, I don't know if I'm hoping he got it together. But when he played last year, he did have somewhat of a fumbling problem.
Okay.
Joe Rock, you still there? Oh, you had a follow-up question, Aaron?
No, I'm good. I'm good, man.
Okay. Joe, you still there?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and ask your question for somebody else.
I really didn't have a question. Well, how about I just make a statement follow up what you were talking about earlier. Personally, I think the Carolina and the Minnesota game going to come down to the front 7 on both sides of the ball. To be honest with you, Cam Newton, I think they're going to get after Cam. I think I got Minnesota winning close. Maybe I'm a little biased because I'm a Falcons fan. I want to see you lose, but I actually looking at the Vikings front 7, they can get after the quarterback, and for them to hold Aaron Rodgers under 220 passing yards, and they sacked him 5 times, which is he's have the mobile capability of close to Cam, but he's not as strong as Cam. Of course, he don't break as many tackles, but he don't get rattled as much as Cam does. Everybody knows Cam. Once Cam get hit about 3 or 4 times, like the Broncos tend to do to you guys, Cam gets rattled and he makes fundamental mistakes, and I think it may come down to that. And about where y'all playing again? This in BOA?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't know. They have to get at Cam pretty early and often. But
you get ran up out of BOA pretty quick, man.
And as far as the Vikings run game, have they had a run game thus far this season with Adrian Peterson? Rushing for almost 20 carries a game?
Nope.
No. So they're more than capable of I think pulling out the win. It all depends on like I said, the front 7. Y'all get after Bradford. He's Glass Joe from the boxing game on Nintendo. So he should be easy to rattle up pretty quick. But I think it comes down to the front 7 on both sides of the ball. Honestly.
All right. Greg, do you have a question for anybody?
Yeah, I guess the two Falcon fans. With Neil coming back or possibly coming back, do you think that's going to be a help to your defense?
I think it will. I think Ishmael has played great football. He's been great against the run. Now, this week he'll get tested against the pass, covering Kobe Fleener. Fleener has not been good this year.
No, he's been he's been unsatisfactory. That's for sure.
That's a very kind way of putting it. He's been terrible. But the history is always you tight ends in a slump. You play the Falcons, you get out of that slump. So that's going to be a question. I'm not worried about it. So if we get Neil back, I'll feel better about that because he'll bring a little bit more speed. He's not known for his coverage, but he certainly should be able to run with Fleener and whoever else your other tight end is. So it'll help, but that's an unknown. I can't sit here and tell you, how it will go.
Yeah, I know because they kind of heard that mentioned a couple times that he was coming back. So I was like, I don't know how big of an addition one way or another would he be. I mean, it's an extra body, I guess, right? So if nothing else.
Great, getting disrespectful.
What?
My prediction,
I was just saying, at least you got another guy
is
that you can substitute in that type of deal.
My straight facts prediction right here is if Neil plays, Drew Brees catches him at least once with play action.
Well,
because Neil, that's my struggles when I see Neil, is that sometimes he be so eager to stop the run that he can't get caught up in play action. He can't get beat deep. Even a little bit we've seen of him in the preseason. If I remember right, it was when y'all played Cleveland. I think he got beat by Gary Barnidge.
No, he didn't get beat. That was great coverage, a well-placed ball, touchdown. That's all that was, honestly. Ray Charles could have seen that. It was he had very good coverage on that play. It was just placed in a perfect position.
Aaron, what is your opinion on that? I don't know if you remember the play I'm talking about.
You want me to answer Greg's question? Because he had it towards both of us. Me personally.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Me personally, I do not want Keanu Neal back this game. I don't want to. It's 3 to 6 weeks. So I don't want to rush him back on the field and aggravate that injury for one, and for two, I don't want to have another situation. I think it was 2013 to where Ishmael was playing very good. I think he had 2 interceptions against the Bucks. 1 interception against the Saints. He had a string of interceptions he had going, and then all of a sudden,
you're right.
Yeah, all of a sudden, William Moore gets back, healthy, and okay, well, you're out the game, ride the bench. I don't want to see another situation like that, and but I wouldn't mind. I think Dan Quinn sometimes use 3 safeties out there sometimes in that type of scenario. Yeah, maybe work his way in a little bit, but outside of that, I wouldn't throw him in that fire just right now. Especially against Drew Brees, maybe, I don't know. After the 6 weeks is up and he's fully healthy, maybe. But right now, I don't think so.
Because if you don't play him against Brees, don't play him next week either versus Cam.
We'll see.
Yeah, he may never play again.
Exactly. Depending on who they play these next couple weeks.
We can't play him against another quarterback? No.
My question is also for the 2 Atlanta guys. All draft time and all preseason, this, that, and the other, we had to hear about Deion Jones and what's the other linebacker, Campbell. What has been their impact so far during the regular season?
They brought a lot of speed. I think Jones is still getting up to speed. He's had his ups, he's had his downs. He hasn't made a bunch of plays, but he hasn't made a ton of mistakes. He's missed a couple of tackles here and there. So he's done a solid job for a rookie. He's not a game changer or anything. Campbell's had his ups and downs, but the thing about Campbell is, and if we don't get him back this week, he missed last week with the ankle injury. And I don't know if he'll be back this week for Monday, but we'll definitely need him back for Carolina because what his strength is covering tight ends man to man. And, getting him, maybe I hope we can be okay against Fleener because he's been god awful. But we're definitely going to need him against Olsen. And, that could be a difference in that game. And finally, we might actually hold Greg Olsen to under 50 yards in the game if Campbell plays in the game.
Okay. You better get him in there now because you don't want his first game being against G-Red. That boy going to mess him up, man.
It's not his first game, but right. But
I said first game back.
Oh, yeah, first game back, yeah. Well, honestly, I'm proud of those two, man. I'm the type when I seen the draft, I wasn't excited, especially when I seen Campbell's tape. Like I was disappointed. I didn't know what direction we was going with that. But Campbell has been the bigger surprise. But I'm liking how Deion Jones play. He plays with the intensity of like the type of players we've seen, Dan Quinn coach. And I think he has a higher ceiling than Campbell. But yeah, I'm loving both of them, man. They surprised me, both of them.
So my whole thing is, if they're playing as well as they are, why are they not getting more playing time? Because Warlow and Spoon, I think their best days is over.
Well, Warlow, I'm happy he's taking the back seat. Spoon, I don't know. Spoon, in my opinion, Spoon never really had a coach, to coach him up like Dan Quinn doing. But, that's not a knock on Mike Smith, but I don't know. Spoon, he's been.
How's it not a knock on Mike Smith?
Well, for one, Spoon stayed injured. He only had one full season. What was that?
That's true. That's great. That dude was our. He's our.
He was y'all version of Dan Morgan.
Anyway,
pretty much. Yeah, you're right. Like really good player, but the dude couldn't stay on the field.
Yeah, I mean he right as of right now, Spoon bringing that leadership in the locker room. Grooming the other two linebackers up, and just like this situation right now, when the injury occurs, he is our go-to guy. He's in there making plays. So, I mean,
I think when to groom somebody, I'd rather have you be on the bench than out there as a starter and getting embarrassed. Because it was one play when it was I was at work watching y'all play the Raiders or whatever. It's him going 1-on-1. Versus the running back. I don't even think it was Murray. I think it might have been one of their backups. 1-on-1. And I told my coworkers, I said, watch, Spoon about to get juked out his socks. And that's exactly what happened. Running back fake like he was going outside, cut back inside, bro. Spoon just dropped. I was like, yo, I told y'all, man. And then even in the first game, I mean, yeah, it was a great throw by Jameis, but wasn't that Spoon that gave up that touchdown to Safiri?
Yeah. In the back of the end zone. I missed that play where he juked Spoon. I know Spoon had a big hit in the open field. I think it was against one of their receivers. But I mean,
I know what play T-Money's talking
first of all, haven't we seen twice this year Luke Kuechly arm tackling like getting ran through? Like he don't act like these linebackers.
When was he getting ran over?
He got arm tackled. They ran.
Now arm tackle maybe him. I mean, but if
he did it twice. Week 1 against I want to say it was C.J. Anderson, and last week in the red zone, that touchdown.
Talking about Gabbert?
I can't remember who. I just remember.
If it's the one that I'm thinking about, it's the one
ended up on the ground with an arm tackle, and I seen a lot of Panthers fans saying, is anything wrong with Luke Kuechly because he's missing a couple tackles himself?
If it's the play that I'm thinking about after Ted again fumbled the kickoff or whatever, Gabbert, they ran a read option, and Luke kind of went the wrong way. He was about to guess running back, and then he saw Gabbert at the last second and tried to grab him. If that's the play that you're talking about, that was just a bad read. And I like the accountability of our defense because you see CJ get on Luke saying we had the running back, you had quarterback. So, I mean, that I'm not worried about. I mean, that's the best linebacker in the league, bar none, you feel me?
Well, the statement I'm making is about that play in the open field or running back or whatever happened. I mean, it happens. It happens. It gets the best. Spoon is a solid tackler. Like, I see a big difference in him tackling this year than past. He actually pick up on what Dan Quinn was teaching on the rugby style tackling. He had a big tackle in the preseason where you seen him have that rugby style tackle, and against one of those receivers last week. And I see a big difference in Spoon of before and this year's Spoon. Only difference is he's playing a different role. He's coming off the bench.
And the thing I'll say, T-Money, the play you're talking about, Spoon did get juked in the open field by Jalen Richard. But on that play, the one thing you probably missed is that Deion Jones was right there and covered a lot of ground to help him out and turn that into like a 5-yard gain instead of a 20-yard gain, which it would have been in previous years had that been all Warlow. So, it's one of those things where it's like, I wouldn't sit here and say our linebackers are Luke Kuechly or Thomas Davis caliber or anything like that, but we have made strides there. We got a lot more speed on the field, and Campbell didn't play last week because he was hurt. Like, that's the only reason Spoon was in the game. Like, this week, if Spoon's playing, it's because Campbell's still hurt, not necessarily because Campbell's not good.
I mean, but at the same time, ain't you in the bottom 5, 6 in stop and run? So it ain't like the linebackers have been balling out. I mean, if I remember right, y'all rush defense might be worse than New Orleans, and that's kind of hard to do.
I honestly think
I think the Saints have a little bit. It's not much. It's not much. I'm like a few yards different.
I honestly think that was twice. Well, a lot. It falls a lot on the mental players, the penalties at the wrong time, man. Keeping drives going because. Well, I think we gave it 5 touchdowns so far these games where we had the team 3 and out on the other side of the 50 and giving them another chance of a first down, and they end up scoring those drives. I think if we get get our players mentally right, ready, stop with all this dumb penalties, especially with those 2 Claiborne neutral zone. That ticked me off, man, because we supposed to win that game. But anyway, we get these penalties, especially on third downs, wrapped up. I think we'll have a good. I think that running because we was top 5 last year for until the last 2 weeks of last season run stop. And I don't think there's no reason we can get back up there.
But wasn't that the whole point of hiring Quinn to stop them? The penalties and this and the other.
No, Atlanta Falcons under Mike Smith was always the least penalized team in the NFL for 5 years straight.
Yeah, we got Quinn so that he could teach people how to tackle and not be terrible.
And get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't see. I mean, I thought the main point was to stop that and to get after the quarterback. I'm not really seeing either one.
I mean, it's only been 1 year, man. Let's finish
out this progress.
Yeah,
it's a work in progress, too, buddy. All right, be a little bit patient. We not all of us can be.
We're going to wait another week because we're gonna. I hope the Saints torch you.
Okay.
Not if the Saints get one-dimensional.
You think? I ain't gonna get into that subject, but I just don't think Blank giving Quinn a lot of time for y'all moving that new stadium like that.
That's probably fair.
Well, you're moving the stadium. What, next year? Is it next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're gonna have to get to the playoffs either this year or next year. That's definite. They ain't gonna. He's not gonna be around if they miss the playoffs this year or next year. I can tell you that much. But
yeah, but I mean.
It's a long season. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's we'll see what happens this year, and then we'll see what happens next year.
All right, and then the Bucks, who's technically our division leader right now, and they definitely want to let us know that. I promise you, Buck fans are acting like it's week 15. We coming down to the wire, and they got half a game lead.
Right.
It is week 3. The division is definitely wide open. You're 1-1, man, and you looked horrible against Arizona, 40-7. Right. They have Todd Gurley and the Rams this week in Los Angeles, which the Rams' offense has not been looking good.
No,
but I don't know if I trust Tampa's defense to stop Todd Gurley like that. Honestly.
Well, if Tampa Bay can get the 10 points, they can beat the Rams. So that's their goal. That's how terrible the match
Have you not seen Grimes though, bro? I mean, you might throw the Tavon one time, Grimes trip and fall.
You can't look. He might be playing for the Bucks, but I'm still Grimes was a Falcon at heart. You can't slander him in front of me, man.
Have you seen Grimes play?
Because he got that Falcon stench on him.
Grimes did us dirty after the 2012 season. So
and his crazy ass wife.
With him. We paid him that money to ride the bench and get healthy, and he left. So I'm done with Grimes.
I thought y'all be done with his wife. You mean really?
Her too. But that's another subject. I'm trying to keep it PG.
That's a certified psycho broad, and I said it.
Man, I ain't about to get on that bad wife. We are not gonna do that on this show.
Right, I'm keeping it.
You can tweet me at Intense GB if she got something to say.
Okay.
All right, now you know Miko fire up real quick.
I know she. I'm well aware, and I'm right here in Tampa with her.
We gonna stay away from that subject. Go ahead and close out the show, man. Joe Rock the Don, man. Go ahead and plug yourself, man.
Joe Rock go ham on Twitter. That's what you mean. Joe Rock go ham on Twitter. King Jaffe Joe, aka Joe Rock on YouTube. DVN Rise Up. You know. That's
Greg.
What it is.
Greg, go ahead, man.
It's GB on Twitter. And I'll be there. Yep, just feel free to tweet.
Falcon fans on Twitter. Check out my podcast if you like me or whatever Falcon stuff. Then you can check me out on YouTube at Pro Football Central, Falcon Central Radio. Check me out at Falcon Fans Podcast over at falcfans.com or thefalcoholic.com.
All right, and then me, Mr. T Money 1993, aka Straight Facts, because that's all I speak in this YouTube thing, man. Twitter's T Muhammad 23. Everybody know, man, I'm ready to talk sports all day long, man. YouTube, Mr. T Money 1993. Also, if you really mess with your boy, man, go ahead and subscribe to T Money Gaming, man. It's a new channel I'm about to go ahead and start up with Madden videos and NBA 2K17. Other than that, check out Cat Chronicles, man. Tony and Joe, they show on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock. Shout out to them boys, man. Other than that, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Southbound and down, we out.
Peace.
Have a good night.